Hello, everyone, and welcome to the continuing adventures of the United Adventure Company. That's right, folks. How's everybody doing? Happy Saturday to you all. I hope that everyone is having a fantabulous new year. Fantabulous? That's not a word. Fantabulous? That's not even a word either, but it sounds better. Um, so we, in case y'all hadn't noticed, it is a new year, but it is the same old crap. So we're gonna do our best today to make it at least enjoyable for y'all to be sitting at home doing nothing, uh, with the continuing adventures of our humble group of misfit adventurers. See what kind of trouble that they can get into. With that, I'm going to turn it over to our devoted dungeon master so that he can fill you in on what we've done in previous installments.
Right on. Thanks, Rick. Yep. So this is I think session 7. I think is or 8. I think it's 7.
I don't know.
I think it's 7. That has led us here. They have found themselves in an interesting position. Last session, we learned that the Story Clan is actually a clan of vampires. Who'd have guessed it? And Josh is not a vampire. He was one of the hired help kind of people. He was at the funeral of Dominic, the clan leader, where he was confronted by the party and confessed to the murder. Lady Story saw that happen, freaked out, ran out of the funeral, went up to the widow's walk, where she began the process of further grieving. You all discovered a few interesting items while exploring the house. There was a scroll that no one in the party could read. You didn't take it, you left it where it was. It was in a very dark, dusty room that looked like hadn't been touched in years. As the night went on, you decided to split up and carry out the rest of your mission. Vale went to the Widow Walk to track down Lady Story and bring her back. Clark went to explore the surrounding outside area of the house and neighborhood. Excuse me. Brata and Cyril discovered the office of Dominic, where all the business was conducted. And in that office, they found a trap door concealing a strong box with documents in it. Mr. Fluffers and Furbolg just kind of hung out in the foyer on the second floor, waiting for everyone, I guess, to come back and fill in the news. And that's pretty much where we're going to pick it up. Does everybody that bring everybody back up to speed?
I'm good.
And tabulous. So we're going to come back down to the first floor. Vale, you've talked Lady Story down, decided to get her to come in, go down to the reading room, sit where you all can talk. About the time you come out of the attic space, you see Cyril and Brata, who come out of the hallway, out of one of the rooms.
All right.
Small interaction there, and you all decide to go down. You meet up with Furbolg, come downstairs. Brata says, "Look, I've had enough of this. I got to go stab things." Brata leaves, passing Clark on their way through the foyer, and tells Clark they're all in the reading room. So that's where you all meet with Lady Chandra to discuss the next steps of this adventure.
Okay.
So she is just absolutely crushed and betrayed by not only Josh's actions, but also, of course, the death of her husband and the public display that has now been put on for the entire house to see. They were betrayed by Josh, someone they took in off the street, and this came to trust and actually feel was part of the family. He has questions. You have questions. She just keeps, why would he do this? I don't understand. And going on, of course, she's very, very upset. She wants you all to actually look into it and see what caused this. Where did they go wrong? She must have done something wrong to make him want to do this. And you know, are, are you willing to go and kind of interrogate Josh?
Well, that sounds like fun.
The claws come out.
You all have questions for me, you said. What can I possibly help you with?
I gotta remember what my questions were. um, I guess the big thing in my mind is what exactly, how exactly did an outsider, a true outsider like Josh, how did he get so close to you and your family? I mean, he's very obviously he's very charismatic, but still, he's mortal. He's not he's not powerful. How did he get so close to you and your husband?
Wavering devotion. He would do anything we asked, and he just wanted to be there to help us with anything we needed help with. Um, he became kind of like our familiar, and we just kept him around, and he kept doing more and more for us, and he got closer and closer until he was just basically our assistant.
Did you do any kind of like background check before you let him just creep his way into your life?
Background check.
First, I mean, we asked around, and nobody really knew of him, so we just thought he was some drifter that came in, which he was when he got here. He was homeless, and no one really knew anything about him, so we kind of took pity on him and helped the guy out.
So have you heard of this concept called a red flag?
We watch for red flags all the time, but we didn't see any harm in anything he was doing. He wasn't asking strange questions or things to make us suspicious of him. He was always just very helpful.
So how much did Josh know about all of the things about the Story family? How much did he know about your background? How much did he know about your business? How much did he know about your connections?
I imagine there towards the end, he knew probably a fair amount. He became a messenger for us at times. We would, anytime we needed to send communications and we needed an extra messenger, he would be that person. He sat in with Dominic on several business dealings just as a scribe, and so he would do inventory for us and just anything we asked. I'm sure he knew quite a bit about us.
Out of curiosity, how involved are you in the business dealings?
Not heavily. I know some of the things that go on. I take care of some of the more domestic tasks, I suppose. Keeping things in order here when Dominic is gone, was gone, and now I guess I'm gonna have to figure it out. He kept good notes, and I'm sure between the help of the council and the things that Dominic left in the notes, I'll be able to figure it out.
Well, that brings up another question. Who stood the most to gain from Dominic being out of the way, being gone?
Not that anyone could gain anything. Nothing really changes.
So,
We just
at the risk of completely derailing the conversation, I'm going to bring out the papers that I found in the strongbox.
Okay.
And ask her what she knows about it and see if perhaps it's also connected to Josh in some way.
Do you want to share that with everybody else? Or
Yeah.
are you going to surprise them with it at the same time? Kind of just drop all this out at once?
I'm just going to drop it out at once because it's kind of sketchy to be like, hey, let's have a little conversation over here. Like, I'm just showing
Right.
everybody the same thing.
Okay. So what I will do then is I will switch that handout from you all. That way everybody can see who it is, see what it is. All right. You should all have a handout now. So you can kind of follow along. Basically, there were two things of note. One was looked like a trade manifest. Some goods that were coming back and some goods that had been shipped out. And it looks like they were going to and from the same place. So from Carengother to Baymore Castle, and from Baymore Castle back to Carengother. Also, you found a document called the Treaty of Baymore. This treaty, you can read along, basically is between three groups: the Story Clan, the Northern Flank Protectors, and the Southern Ridge Resistance. It's a standard treaty. Basically, we're going to help each other defend ourselves. Let me make sure it went to you. Let's see. Add you to it individually and see if that changes. Some intelligence has come out that shows that there are forces gathering that pose a great threat to their kind once more. Are the Castellan Guard. Castellan Guard, the Elves of the Rye Forest, the Keepers of the Dawn, and the Order of the Sacred Grove.
I know that name. I know that name.
It basically spells out what each group in this treaty is going to bring to the table, and the terms of action or reaction. It is not signed, however. There are no names on it. This looks like maybe a draft or a copy.
So the question with this for me is, how much does Lady Chandra know about it? And who are the other people in the treaty?
Looks at it, and she looks very surprised. She says, I had no idea of this.
Insight check.
The only people. All right.
even before I'm sure that he just rolled really low, I was going to ask for one as well, since I'm just kind of observing.
I rolled a natural 1 and a -1.
Oh, that's impressive. Words? Are these words you're using?
Well, I got a 15, so does she seem on the up and up to me?
She seems legitimately surprised to you at the treaty. Now the ship manifest. She says these are common manifests. We trade with these people all the time, but this treaty is surprising. I had no idea that we were about to go to war and signing treaties and agreements with other people, our trade partners. So basically, she's talking that the other people in the treaty are people that they commonly trade with. That they are the Southern Ridge and the Northern Flank. They're affiliates, regional affiliate groups of different types of creatures and beings and humanoids that have come together, basically. Land Story being the strongest where they are, Northern Flank being the strongest in their area, and the Southern Ridge the strongest in their area. What surprises all of you is the 1,000 members commitment. You haven't seen 1,000 people here. So you have to wonder, where are they going to come up with these 1,000 members?
Mm-hmm.
So she is definitely surprised by the treaty. She has heard of the four groups that are mentioned here that are raising up against them, I guess, or becoming a greater threat. Of course, the Order of the Sacred Grove, the Castellan Guard, they are way far in the north. I'm looking at the big map. And it looks like I got like cropped off. But they are way up far in the north, across the sea. The elves of the Rye Forest are, the Rye Forest is in the far west. Not far off the coast, but they are an elven tribe that is there. The Keepers of the Dawn are a dwarven clan in the Dawn Mountains. And is that everybody? Yeah, that's everybody. And of course, you know where the Order of the Sacred Grove is, in the honorable city of Fruiton.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Mm-hmm.
He says it doesn't surprise her that Stomach would enter into a treaty like this. He was always trying to find ways to protect the clan and keep its people safe. So she did know that he was planning to go on a trip up to Baymore Castle, and the freeze came early and they weren't able to get up there because it got iced in. So this was probably held off and put off until the spring.
Okay. All right.
So the next question is, do we go interrogate Josh about this as well as all the other stuff?
I think we just kill Josh.
We need to find out information, and then we can kill Josh after at least 3 of the 5 of us are happy with the amount of information that we've gotten from this jackass.
I don't like those odds. I don't like 3 out of 5.
But what's Josh going to tell us? We have a treaty signed by people who are generally friendly to us to attack people who are generally unfriendly to us. This doesn't really seem controversial or complicated.
I want to know how Josh plays into it. If he's working for the other people.
I guarantee you he's working for the Order of the Sacred Grove.
What evidence do you have for that other than your unreasonable hatred for Josh?
Well, let's see. He's from the orphanage. The orphanage was attacked by the Order of the Sacred Grove. We come here. Josh is involved in all of this. The Order of the Sacred Grove is planning on attacking this very city along with their allies. I think there's enough evidence there to show that he is probably working with the Order of the Sacred Grove.
It's not like the orphanage is in some pocket dimension that's hidden away. Like, the elders of the orphanage go and interact with the local people.
Mm-hmm.
We're not hiding.
What I'm saying is that generally speaking, I don't know that everybody around knows the history or the backstory of the orphanage, but Josh does. And then
Right, but also not everybody around cares about lycanthropes as a mortal enemy, whereas the Sacred Grove
does. Which
so
is
you
another...
think that they would know how to find people.
Or you could have somebody that could come up to you and say, hey, I know exactly where you could find them.
I think that we need to at least try to ask Josh questions. I don't know what he can tell us, but hopefully he can connect some dots, because there are definitely some dots that are not connected.
Fine. We'll ask
Story
questions.
is sitting there just kind of shock-jawed, like that would make sense to her as well. So she says that Josh is being held in the basement of the temple, which you all remember having crawled through the sewers before, and how that took you from the temple area down to back to the inn.
Mm-hmm.
So he says he's being held there and awaiting trial. So if we can get any information out of him before he's tried and executed, that would be fantastic.
So is there a shortcut from here to the temple? Because they never came out the front door.
Yes. Out the back, there's an exit out of the back of the out of the back of the house that leads straight to the gates to the temple area. Remember on the city map, there's a gate out the back of the neighborhood, and it's just right across the street to the temple.
I see.
Lady Chandra says she's very tired and would really appreciate it if she could go in and go to bed and get up the next night and you could tell her back anything that you might have learned.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
Do vampires get tired?
Well, sure.
I don't think they
get
do.
tired.
I don't think they do.
It's daytime. She has to rest.
Yeah.
All right. So, what is do you all have a plan? Are you just going to go in there and all gang up on him at once?
I'm going to level my crossbow
or
at his face.
do other things first?
I'm going to make sure nobody tries to kill Josh.
I won't
Okay.
try to kill him right away. I promise I won't try to kill him right away. I'll wait.
Right away. It's that. Where is it?
I don't know.
There it is. I was doing what you were doing earlier. All right. We'll bring you all back over here to the dirt room.
To the dirt room.
Oh. There we go. Josh is being held down here. He is, restrained. And unable to move about. He looks tired and weak. He's obviously been roughed up a bit on his way down.
I walk over to him and I say, "Hi, Josh," with a big shit-eating cat grin on my face.
Cheshire cat grin.
Sure,
Yeah.
I like it.
He
Claws extended.
he slowly raises his head and looks and he goes, "Oh God, just kill me now."
As tempting as that sounds, my friends won't let me kill you right now. They didn't, however, say that I couldn't do this, and I take that pinky claw that I'm so fond of and I drag it right from underneath his ear, straight along the jawline of his chin, and draw blood.
All right.
No, we pretty much did say you couldn't do that.
You said I couldn't kill him.
I'm gonna step between Josh and Vale for a memento.
Fine.
Vale, I have a new way for you to think about this, okay?
Okay.
I know you want to kill Josh,
Okay.
but wouldn't it be so much more satisfying if you torture him? And by torture him, I mean keep annoying him because he clearly doesn't want to be in your presence. So simply by being here and talking to him and asking him questions, you are annoying him so much that it is pleasurable for you and torture for him.
Stop trying to bring Philip K. Dick into this. Vale is not a Oxford shoe.
I mean, he could be.
He could also not be. Okay, so Josh.
Actually, I wanted to just make a wisdom check, but that's fine. It's about the same. Yeah, okay. What you're saying kind of makes sense to me. Do I at least get to hurt him a little bit?
Give me like 2 minutes. If he's gonna get killed, we'll let you do the honors. How about that?
But do I at least get to hurt him a little bit?
Listen, if he's gonna die, do whatever the hell you want. Just come out with him dead. But in the meantime, he's alive, and he's not supposed to be dead yet. So, like, chill for like a minute.
Okay. Fine.
All right, Josh. Here's what's up. You killed Dominic, which means you're dead. There is absolutely nothing that you could do for the people of Karnengother that will end in you remaining alive.
I didn't kill him.
I mean, the evidence suggests otherwise. And I don't think these are the kind of people who are going to give you a fair trial, let's call it.
But I'm telling you, I didn't kill him. I was going to, but I just couldn't do it.
Okay, but so like same thing. Again, this isn't exactly a fair trial kind of place. You wanted to kill a guy, the guy got killed. You're gonna die. Unless your life somehow has value beyond their bloodlust. And I'll even point to Vale when I say their bloodlust.
And again, Cheshire cat grin.
Yeah, right. Well, I don't know what you could possibly want from me. I don't have anything. I don't. I just had enough. Okay. He always had the glory, and he was always just so much better than everyone, and I just couldn't take it anymore.
I mean,
So
People
I knew where he was going, and I was gonna try to do something, but by the time I got there, he was already dead.
people are saying, and not me, but people are saying that you're in league with the Order of the Sacred Grove, and by extension, all of the other people who they are allied with. Um, but the Order of the Sacred Grove obviously is the closest people.
That's not even close to true. There's no way. You all have known me. We grew up together. I'm just
We
an
did.
orphan.
insight check.
All right, roll another 0.
Shut up.
I just assume that my passive insight, which is 18,
Huh.
is sort of going in case he obviously lies.
Yeah, passive would give you an obvious lie.
Okay, so just let me know if he obviously lies, I guess. Tell on yourself. Okay, so Josh, see, here's the thing. If you were in league with the Order of the Sacred Grove, you would suddenly become useful, but only if you're actually in league with the Order of the Sacred Grove. You can't just lie and say you are. It will end in you dying a different death, but also still dying.
The Order of the Sacred who? What? What are you even talking about?
I mean, come on. You know about the treaty, so you know who the Sacred Grove are, and the Castawin guys, and the elf people, and the dwarf people. Like, come on.
What are the walls made out of down here?
They're just wood, like slat stacked up against the dirt.
Okay, never mind.
So, like, you know who these people are. You're not that dumb. You're a lot of things, but you're not that dumb.
Ooh.
You guys could see those rolls, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
saw that roll.
because I can't figure a way to whisper them on here with the click. So,
Mm.
unfortunately, I'm not able to hide that roll.
If he has a sheet, you click the gear, and then on the right hand column, like the third thing from the top,
Yeah. Where is
and that'll
it?
make all of the rolls whisper to you.
I knew I had seen it somewhere, but I couldn't find it. There it is. Whisper, always whisper. I knew I had seen it somewhere. I just couldn't find where it was.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate that. All right. And he tells you, he says, I mean, I know who they are, but I don't know who they are, if that makes sense. Like, I know who they are, like they exist and where they're from and stuff, but and this treaty? What are you talking about, treaty? I don't know anything about a treaty.
All right, then. Well, I'll tell you what. If you change your tune in the next 2 days, and you can verifiably get us in contact with somebody with the Order of the Sacred Grove, then you'll live. Otherwise, Vale's going to kill you.
And at this point, I've got a dagger out, and I'm just kind of scraping it along the sides of my claws in kind of a sharpening manner.
I did know anybody in the Order of the Sacred Grove. How am I supposed to get in touch with him in 2 days when I'm tied up down here?
Well, see, you tell us how you do it, and then we'll go and try that, and if it works, well, you get to live.
I don't even know where you guys come up with this stuff. It's ridiculous.
Okay, well, you're going to be ridiculously dead. So, see you later.
Wait, where's the other one? Where's the big one? Isn't there supposed to be another one of you?
Yeah.
Brata, right? That's her name.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where's Brata? Brata and I
Surprise!
used
She's
to
right
be
behind your
friends.
shoulder.
If I know Brada, she's off killing something right now, practicing for you.
That's what she told me before she skedaddled. She needed some time to blow off some steam and prepare for battle. After I showed her the manifests and the treaty stuff, she was overjoyed by the potential for battle and needed to do that.
Okay, so let's say maybe I do know about the treaty because I was there when it was written, maybe. And maybe I told some people about that treaty. Just talking in the bar one night, not like I, you know, and and I could get those people to come back. Would you say I could maybe live?
If the information's good and you keep providing good information or keep being useful, you'll keep being alive.
And if not, my hand slowly rides down from my hip where my crossbow is.
So, what does bringing the people who heard you talk about the treaty have to do with anything?
Trust me, probably more than they would somebody new. I mean, what if they don't know you and you try to talk to them about things that you're not supposed to know about? Then maybe they won't tell you what you want to know.
Then I'll kill them.
This is exceptionally convoluted.
Mostly
I'm
because
just
Vale wants to
saying
kill
it would be a
everybody.
lot easier if you just helped me get out of here. And then if I did know somebody, I could get that information to you from them. But I can't do that from down here.
But, like, why do we want to hear from people that only know about the treaty because you told them, because you are drunk and being a blabbermouth? That's not useful information unless they're part of the Order of the Sacred Grove or they are like actively a part of this. It sounds like you're just trying to send us on a wild goose chase.
If they were part of the Order of the Sacred Grove or not, but I haven't ever seen them again since that night that it might have happened. And, you know, just saying, they were, might have been weird kind of thing that happened. I'm not good at this. This is fine. I'll come clean and I'll tell you everything.
Finally,
But you have to
That's
promise.
all we ever wanted. Cheshire.
But you have to promise that when this is over and I'm done, you will just let me go and help me get out of here intact with my life. I'll go live on an island somewhere. I just exile me, but don't kill me. My life is all I have. I don't have any family. I don't have any friends. I'm a horrible orphan. I'm a failed spy. I can't even try to assassinate anybody right.
I think I know where an island that you can retire to.
I
I'm
promise that I'll give you a
shaking
head
my
start.
head and rolling my eyes as loudly as possible.
while I can get Vale's attention, I'm gonna make a series of gestures to remind him that there was an island where merfolk wanted to like rape dudes to reproduce, and remind him that a lifetime of being raped by merfolk is probably an equally bad situation for Josh. It's a very complicated series of hand gestures.
I don't know. I don't know. I give him kind of that skeptical look, you know.
We could promise it and then renege.
I mean, look, Josh, I can make you no real promises because really, I'm just a pawn in this giant game. But I will promise you this: at the very least, if you're helpful, I'll give you a head start.
That's fair. After all that we've been through together, I guess.
We shared a
that's fair.
room.
Right, and you know this is probably gonna hurt, but I'm not even really an orphan.
Oh, I knew that already.
See, I was recruited by family.
How are your parents, by the way? The ones that didn't really want you.
They're fine. My parents are fine. Or so I'm told. See, I have been part of the Order of the Sacred Grove since I was just a child.
Uh-huh.
And he goes on to tell you the whole story of how he got there and the deals that were made, and what his mission was at the orphanage. And then he says, but once I learned that I was going to die, or turn into some hideous beast, I had to leave. I couldn't stay. So I arranged to escape, and I was taken back and debriefed and told them everything I knew. And then they reassigned me to here. And once I was here, I just kind of made my way up the chain and quickly, easily, just got information on shipments and trading routes and visitors, and then they started asking me to do more things like make maps of the city and the harbor and the houses. And then I learned about the signing of the treaty, which was supposed to take place next week. And
Uh-huh.
when I told my handlers about that, they immediately saw an opportunity to stop a war before it began. Because see, these people are evil. They're bad. They eat people and kill things for no reason. And you don't know the horrors that I have seen here. Like the orphanage was not bad, but there were things that went on that a lot of people never knew about at the orphanage. And here they just got even worse. I don't know which is worse, vampires or werewolves, but they're both really bad and they don't deserve a place on this earth.
I would like to interject that Bella Swan is worse than both.
Basically, they told me that I had to kill him and that I already knew where he was going to be going. And so when I went to take care of things, he was already dead. And there was a group from the order that was cleaning up, and they had knocked a couple of the guards unconscious and tied them up. apparently they put him on a boat and sent him somewhere in the middle of the sea. I don't know. I just, after as nice as Dominic had been to me and all the good that he had done for me, I just couldn't do it. So they did it for me. And that's the truth.
Hmm. So just like at the orphanage, when you went home to the people that needed you, you were a coward.
They coward. I just didn't get there in time.
Hmm.
I didn't know they were going to be waiting for him.
Hmm.
So now you know what I know, and you can let me live, and I'll go live on that island. Because it's not like I can go back to the OSG now. I've been captured, and they would surely kill me on the spot.
How are they not bad ones if they're going to kill you simply because you screwed up? Like, Dominic was super nice to you. The orphanage took care of you when your parents didn't want you. Like, how do you
Parents
not
didn't want me. It was my job. It's where I laid the groundwork for learning how to be a spy. Who
Yeah, and
who
that
would
worked out
suspect
really
a
well for you,
child?
didn't it?
It did. I was a really good spy until now.
And I do one of these to him.
Yeah, pretty much. So look, why don't you just bite me, turn me into a werewolf, and I'll be fine. Then they'll kill me because I'm a werewolf, not because I was
Or,
a bad spy.
or I could just shoot you in the head.
There's no fun in that.
It'd be fun for me. Every time someone dies in my presence, I draw strength from that. So it would be beneficial for me. My furbolg friend here wants to let you live on an island where, oh, it might be fun for you for a little while, but I just don't know. Just don't know.
If you dump me on an island with no boat and no, how am I going to do anything? How am I going to tell anybody? I'll be fine. Just take me out, dump me off somewhere. I'll be fine. I'll live on my own until I die, and you never have to worry about me again.
This is too convenient for him. Feel like Josh gave us barely any information that was useful past actually confessing to being a traitorous racist. And I think that he is too good at managing to get in everybody's good graces despite being a terrible human.
None of it was useful, and he's not our prisoner. I think Lady Chandra should have the satisfaction of killing him if she wants to. He killed her husband, or was responsible for it.
I think that sounds fair to me.
Vale can watch.
Maybe she'll let him hit him.
I just want to hurt him a little. That's all.
You've already done that.
I want to hurt him a little more.
One
Just don't
scratch.
kill him.
Yes, and don't kill him.
I can hurt him and not kill him?
One scratch.
Josh, my old friend. Have you ever noticed just how long a tabaxi's nails claws can get?
Paid attention to it before, Vale. You know,
And
I'm sure they get pretty big.
they extend out a significant length from the tips of my paws. And I just come up beside him and I take the soft pads on my paw and I do this kind of with his cheek and I say, you know, there was a time when I thought that you were a pretty cool guy, you know. There was a time when I thought that you were someone that I could pal around with, be friends with. And then I found out who exactly you were, what kind of coward you are, what kind of traitor you are. The whole time I'm talking to him, the pinky claw is getting closer and closer and closer to his ear.
He starts trembling a little bit.
You don't seem to be the kind of guy that can grasp the truth of the scenario or the truth of the situation. And so I'm going to make it just a little bit harder for you to hear the truth or the lies, your choice. And I plunge my pinky claw into his ear and rupture his eardrum.
Oh.
Hey, how charismatic are we as a group? And could we potentially start a Scarlet Letter-esque type thing where he's got some kind of brand on his forehead and the rest of the world knows that he is an asshole?
Okay, Lieutenant Aldo Rain from Inglorious Bastards.
Half the problem with keeping him alive is that he gets in everybody's good graces and nobody suspects him as being a traitor until it's too late. This would keep that from happening.
I pull the claw out of his ear and I'm assuming that it's a little bit bloody, yeah?
Yeah.
I take
Blood's running out of his ear.
Yeah, running down his neck and all that. And that ought to smell good to the vampires upstairs, I think.
Oh yeah, definitely does. He's like shaking his head and you could tell he's in a lot of pain. Trying to shake the blood out of his ear. It's just he starts crying. He's obviously you have struck a nerve with him. He is quite unhappy. He does manage to say a little spell and kind of the bleeding stops and you see the ear, just all the blood just kind of dries up around his ear and disappears, and he cast a spell upon himself to heal the damages done. So,
see, now you should
deaf in that ear. There's no damage.
You shouldn't have done that. That takes away my fun.
Well, you shouldn't have poked me in the ear. You know I don't like wet willies.
I look back at the group with the ever inquisitive "can I kill him now" look in my eyes.
Let's go talk to Lady Chandra before you go apeshit.
Fine. It's going to be several hours before she's awake.
Chandra to let you kill him.
Clark has the right response.
Okay. Fine.
And he says, as you all are leaving, he says, "Thank you for your mercy." And
give him.
and
Don't
he
thank
just
him
sits
yet.
there.
All I do is give one of those very throaty cat growl under my breath sighs.
What are you doing now?
What are we doing now?
I
We
don't know.
have some information. It's been about 36 hours since you've slept. It's been a pretty long time.
Well, let's go to sleep and, wake up when it's nighttime, I guess.
I suppose, yeah.
Keeping the hours of vampires, are you?
Feels like it.
The person we need to talk to is a vampire, so
That's very true.
I guess we can talk to Oakflum before we go to sleep, but
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we could talk to Oakflum. Oakflum.
Okay. You want to talk to Oakflum?
Yep.
He's upstairs in the tavern. The secret passage to get that way. Find him at a table.
Okay.
And he's been putting back a few, obviously drowning his own sorrows. And he looks up and he sees you all. He goes, "Oh, family. What? How are y'all doing this evening?" And
I'm licking
he's
my paw.
obviously
getting all the blood
had a
off of
few.
it.
You get into a scrap, did you, Vale?
Oh no, there was no scrap. But somebody is hurt.
Oh, well, it doesn't surprise me. You never were one for talking. So, would somebody cross you?
You could say that.
Came from the kitchen. What did you down in the cellar?
You could say that.
What you doing down there? Obviously, asking, but not sure he wants to know the answer.
We may or may not have had a meeting with Josh,
Oh, Josh.
Yeah.
Oh, God. That guy. What are we gonna do with him? I can't believe he admitted to everybody right there in the funeral that he killed Dominic. Like, I'm surprised he wasn't lynched right there. He's lucky the guards were around.
Well, whatever you do, don't try to talk to him on his right side anymore. If you have to have any conversations with him, talk to him in his left ear. As I continue,
Is he missing his ear?
As I continue licking the blood off of my paw.
You take a trophy?
No. His ear's still there. Just may not work the way it used to.
You're not subtle. So what, did Lady Chandra have you go and interrogate him or something? I mean, he was your roommate. How could you do that to him?
with his claws, that's why he has blood on them.
Yeah. With my claws.
Vale, just tell him what's going on. He's from our organization. He's from the orphanage. He's not given us any reason to mistrust him. He's not Josh.
Fine. So I go through the story of everything that we found out, everything that we just talked to him about, and then say I relieved him of hearing on his right side because I felt like it.
Well, A spy that can't hear isn't very useful. I always wondered about that guy. He always seemed shifty and weird. Just never could put it together.
Well, now you can.
Guess I should have seen that coming.
Mm-hmm.
He must have been pretty good at what he was doing. Because, that's to fool me, that's impressive. I've seen quite a few try to come in here before, and that was a good play. So what now? We're gonna go and kill all the Order of the Sacred Grove or something?
Yes. I like that plan. Let's do that.
I mean, it's as good a plan as any. There are a lot of things that we're trying to figure out and make happen. We just need to make sure that we have all the pieces in the puzzle.
Pieces in the puzzle. That's what I should have done. I should have turned his face into a puzzle. Thinks about it for a second and files it right back here in the back of his brain as something to do to someone in the future.
I want to actively express that this was not my idea or the point of my idea. So don't blame me when you do this nonsense.
Why do I blame you? It's a brilliant idea.
I'm telling you, I don't want credit.
Oh, no, I won't give you any credit for any of this. I don't give credit to people anyway.
Oakflam's, yeah, he takes it all for himself. Oakflam, he says, so this treaty that you mentioned,
Yes.
you say it's supposed to be signed in a week. That means we don't have a treaty yet.
No.
Interesting, because we don't have a treaty, then we can't call anybody to help us. See, everybody's so isolated and keeps to themselves. It's surprising that these other groups would come along and do this, given how much separation we've all kept from each other. For the simple fact of keeping groups like the Order of the Sacred Grove away, we have never congregated.
I will insightfully point out that if there's no treaty, that means that we don't have to take a vote before we attack the Order of the Sacred Grove either.
And then there's that.
This is why you keep a high wisdom character around.
I mean, even my low wisdom character can see the benefits of that.
Can he, though?
I mean, it sounds good. Anything, we don't have to get permission to attack. We can just go attack. This is a great idea. I love it. Let's go.
If Vale thinks it's a good idea, I don't know that I agree that it's a good idea.
Where is your sense of adventure?
With my sense of loving life.
I love life. I thoroughly enjoy life.
I'm just saying we should do more than just run into danger. Come up with the plan.
What could possibly go wrong with this idea?
Literally everything.
No.
Oakflam kind of patches it. Vale, she has a point here. You don't even know how many people you're up against. If this treaty says they're getting 3,000 people together in case there's a fight, it means there's a pretty good force that we would be up against. I say we as if, we would do this together, but my fighting days are over. I'm a good planner and strategist, but I can no longer fight. But they make a good point. You need to know what you're going up against. If indications are what they are about this group, they're pretty formidable. Their city is well defended. I've seen it myself a couple of times, and there's no just crashing the gate. It's a well defended fort. Um, you're gonna need people. You're gonna need weapons. Yeah, it's not something you just run off in the middle of the night and do. You really think it's wise to take the fight to them alone?
I see your point.
Do you even know who the Castellan Guard are?
The Huaha?
The Castellan Guard,
I'll ask again.
the
Huaha?
allies of the Sacred Grove. The Castellan Guard are some of the most fierce paladin warriors that are on the realm.
Do they bleed?
If they truly have banded with the Keepers of the Dawn and the Elves and the Order of the Sacred Grove, and then chances are they have members of each group already there in Fruiton, working together.
Do they
They
bleed?
probably have sent members of each group to each place.
Yes, but do they bleed? Because
Everyone bleeds,
Because if they
except
bleed,
vampires.
if they bleed, then there's a chance.
All I'm saying is just know what you're getting into. I understand you feel betrayed by your childhood friend, and you feel threatened by the presence of these others that want to eradicate our kind. But you need to be smart about this.
Speaking of our kind, out of character here for a second. Question to the DM. How long has it been since we were bitten? How long has it been since the trials?
It has been, hang on, I have to tell you exactly how long.
And
because I have a calendar.
And if we have we gotten to that first full triggering moon yet? And if we have, did anything happen? Because I don't remember anything happening.
You have gotten past that first moon where you would have assumed something would have happened. Was it going to?
Okay.
Let's see, the trials were 6 houses ceremony, Howlmite. Yes. It has been 1, 2, 3. Yes. Yep. Six. So it's been about 6 weeks.
Okay.
And the first full moon that occurred was, this realm has 2 moons,
Right.
was Centauri's dance, which was 2 weeks ago.
And nothing happened.
And nothing happened. Now, you do know that there's a double eclipse coming up in a week.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll have both moons will be in full eclipse.
I see. Okay.
So what if the orphanage was lying to us the whole time? We didn't get bitten by lycanthropes. They just wanted to think we had been so that we renew our allegiance to the orphanage. Who were the people who actually killed our families in the first place? This is my theory.
I feel like that is going to deserve a. I'd say Vale thinks that's plausible.
Are you using that as a conversation starter? Or are you just throwing it out there for everybody at the table?
I'm just throwing it out there for everybody at the table. I don't know that we can like say anything definitively yet, but I mean, everything that we keep finding is excessively more sketchy. And
Right?
I feel like this is considering all of the lies that the orphanage has already told us. It doesn't seem unreasonable that this would also be a lie, and they were just trying to pull up their ranks so they had more people by stealing us from our parents and creating Stockholm syndrome.
Hmm. Hmm.
Hmm.
Hmm.
You think that this is Oakland? So you think that the orphanage is really the cult of the Fleshmen?
It could be. There's a lot of unanswered questions and just too
Something
many
you got from
lies.
Josh? What? I mean, I never saw any. I never saw any evidence to that, but by the time I would have been old enough to go on raids, if that's your theory, then I was shipped here to be an information source and point of contact in the city.
Hmm. There's a lot of unanswered questions.
That's what I'm saying.
There's also a lot of people to kill. So, priorities. Hmm. Vale Vale just kind of sits there and you can see that he's deep in thought. Like
Right
really racking his brain over this.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean
You're thinking.
that's what I'm doing. I'm like, hmm.
Regardless of where we came from, the Order of the Sacred Grove wants to kill us.
Yes.
That's
Mhm.
true.
We only have a week before suddenly our actions could be construed as an act of war.
True.
I was about to say, I'll agree with myself if I have to. Jesus.
Yeah.
Do we know if word of Domic's death has gotten to the other parties of the treaty or not?
Are not aware if that has occurred or not. It's not something anyone has asked. You would assume, however, that being that they are common trade partners, that that word would have been sent because they are common trade partners, and they would, expect to see him around. So
Yeah.
It's been like 3 weeks since we brought his body back, so
And
Yeah.
if that's the case, if they have learned of his death, why has no one, or maybe they have, why has no one come here to see if this is still a thing that is wanted to be pursued, this treaty?
likely because it's
questions.
secret.
Hmm. Where?
Likely,
Go ahead.
the Order of the Sacred Grove and all of their allies would preemptively attack if they knew such a treaty was to be signed.
Which would lead us to believe that that's why Dominic was killed. So
Yeah, Josh even told you as much, that, by killing Dominic, they were hoping to stop the signing of the treaty and the amalgamation of the groups, keep them separated. And by having Josh do it, it looked like an inside job, so they all become paranoid amongst their own ranks. That was all part of the plan that he revealed to you.
okay.
Thereby, the hope would be to keep them separated and not join this alliance.
This is a lot to think about.
Yep. That's what I was saying. Pre-game chat was, there's a lot of information in this session, so you all want to take this info, sleep it off, go talk to Lady Chandra the next night, fill her in on all the information that you have. Do you have any new questions, or is there something else you all wanted to do?
Sleeping seems like a good idea unless we want to risk exhaustion.
I think we need to sleep. Yeah.
Okay, so sleeping it is. Very well. Where are we? There we are. All right, so you sleep it off. We sleep the entire day away. You kind of stir a couple of times. Brata comes in and out and goes, cleans up their armor, and then heads back out. Not wasting any time to continue practicing. The next night, you pass Brata's. They're coming in looking very tired. They had a very exhausting day of stabbing things and practicing their dual wielding, and goes and passes out, basically. As you all are leaving to go meet with Lady Chandra, you grab some food, and you head on back to the residence. You meet with her there, and I guess you just fill her in on everything you've learned.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And she is relieved, but not really surprised. She's gotten some time, to think about all this, everything that's happened, and she says, "Well, I guess that settles it then. He needs to be executed. He was a spy, and we can't take that for granted. He has to be made an example of."
Yeah.
So we'll just. I know you all said you would try to spare his life and send him to exile, but I just don't know if that's a good idea. What do you all think?
Kill him
Do you
now.
think exiling him is the right thing?
Kill him now.
I don't trust him. He's too good at getting into the good graces of the people he's around. So he can keep making problems happen for us if he's left alive.
Good point.
Kill him.
Okay.
I'll kill him for you if you want.
Also, if we let Vale kill him, he might shut up.
I may choose Vale as the executioner then.
I'll have to come up with a good way to do this.
Don't ever say I didn't do anything for you, Vale.
Sorry, you've always been my favorite.
I wish I could say the feeling was mutual.
What are the next steps then? Do you all want to lead an army? Is that what you're saying, or do you want to try and reach out to our?
I mean, I'm not really a general. I'm more of a, stealthy behind the scenes guy, but as long as I get to kill things, I guess it's okay. And perhaps, acquire things for my collection. Maybe.
I'll send word to our allies and see where, let them know what the developments here are, what we're going to do about it, and see what developments they've had on their end. We'll get that out today and make sure that is not intercepted. If that message is intercepted, then we know we have a bigger problem. We'll send 2 messengers.
And also, Lady Chandra, I think I don't know if my compatriots would agree with me, but I think that if this treaty is still a thing, I think you need to go and sign it. You are the leader of this. You're the leader now. You're the head of the house story.
I am. That gets great responsibility on me. I suppose that's the right thing to do then, would be to just take charge and do this. So as soon as we find out, we'll set a new signing date. And we'll make sure this one's kept secret. Have I made you suspicious of Lady Chandra too? You're over there.
She agreed very quickly. Very quickly.
I don't see a reason to not trust her right now.
Well, this is Vale you're talking to. He trusts no one.
Good point.
And I roll my eyes.
All right. So do you have any other questions for Lady Chandra about anything that's going on? Any more questions for Josh? She says that they need to arrange everything and have the execution area built down by the docks. So it will be a couple of days before they're actually able to carry out the execution.
Aww.
But that'll give them time to get word and get word back.
Can you tell us anything about your allies?
That's what I know, is that they're small groups like us that have kind of lived away from the rest of the world, kept to themselves. We have a small trading partnership.
Are they also vampires?
Yes. We don't do business with anyone but vampires or other lichens. So, we like to support our own unity, if you know what I mean. There are so few of us left that, we have to look out for each other.
That's correct.
But we've made it a point not to make anything formal or written, such as this treaty, for the various reasons that we see now. Should it fall into the wrong hands, then people will know that there are more of us out there and we'll become a bigger target. I mean,
Okay.
Is what it is. There's not many of us left.
Okay.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
I think that's all I needed to talk to her about. What else does everybody else have? And while they figure that out, I'll be right back.
If there's a concerted effort to stop the treaty from being signed, maybe we need to help provide a distraction or something so that they can't focus their forces against the treaty signing.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Clark, what's your strategic opinion on that?
I don't have one right now.
Well then.
Else?
Well, is there really anything else to do tonight?
Really? Not really.
Do we want to send word to the orphanage and see if they have any information or want to offer us help?
We could. It might take a little long for them to get back to us since the treaty is going to be signed in a week. I think just getting there and back is a week.
Dog's barking.
I have returned.
Do we have any fancy magical email spells?
No.
We should get on that.
Yes, we should.
Yes, we should, magic caster person.
Oh yeah, the puzzle.
I mean, I don't have. I'm a warlock. I have like 3 spells ever.
Yeah, but you can learn a whole bunch of them. As a prepared caster, I have a smaller spell list than you do.
'Tis true.
I can identify shit.
Mm-hmm. Which is helpful. That's very helpful.
I have.
Cast instant message.
That's what I want. Last time, Rick had something that he could like send
Yeah,
messages real
Yeah,
fast.
I had that ring that I could communicate with the elves with.
Mm-hmm.
As a warlock, you don't have access to message?
No.
Message also can only target people that you can like see. It's a very short range.
Oh, that's right.
That's true.
The one I'm thinking of is the cleric spell message or whatever.
You're thinking of sending.
Is that it? Okay. Yeah. You can send like a 25 word message or something like that.
Yeah,
To
basically.
anyone, anywhere. That you
Yeah.
know. You basically have to know them, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's sending rather than message.
Got it.
So we don't really have magical communication.
That's
You
unfortunate.
don't.
We could see if Lady Chandra or what's his face, the merchant dude, has it, because they're trying to do the same thing that we are, and at least the merchant dude that I'm completely blanking on the name of has a connection to the orphanage too.
Yeah, what is that guy's name?
Marshall.
Yeah, that's it.
We could also handle our own business.
We could.
The problem is we don't have magical sending messages. I want magical I am.
Okay, we could just handle our own business.
All right.
We have people who can swing a sword. We have people who can cast spells. We have a cat for some reason. We can handle this.
I know, but like more information and more people could be useful in this particular instance.
Hmm. Or we
You
could
know I have
handle,
limited fortune telling capabilities.
or we could handle our business. It's not very
Whatever.
often that I agree with the tree. He's such a
Whatever
pacifist.
makes y'all happy.
Anyway, so we've met with Lady Story. What else did I miss while you guys were gone? While I was gone.
The instant message conversation, basically.
Okay.
Y'all head back, I guess, to your rooms at the Rusty Chalice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. And get back there, you have a little more conversation about what you're going to do. And you get a knock on the door of your room, and the parchment slides under your door. It's a note for you all.
Okay.
From Lady Chandra. She says she's heard back from the other leaders and they are aware of Dominic's assassination, and they still want to move forward with the signing of the treaty. They propose a new date and location since the other one is possibly compromised, but
Okay.
she is not willing to disclose that to anyone for obvious reasons.
Mm-hmm.
At least not written down. She's not going to write that down on a note.
Mm-hmm.
At least she's being smart now.
Serial can go over after doing only a 4-hour rest while it's still dark and find out what date the signing is.
Sure, I'll do that.
Yep, but the day hasn't even ended, so that was a very quick turnaround on the message that she got from her
Mm-hmm.
from her folks. Meaning it probably was some sort of magical message.
Either that or she did a vamp run and a vamp back.
That's possible. Yeah, she could have teleported there and back. So, yeah, she gives you the location. The new location of the signing of the treaty will actually be, where is it on this map? That room. I can't read it. Too small. Hang on. I'll have to open the actual file. It's
Okay.
too small to read. Of Barad Etal, which is on the southern coast of the Sea of Loth. Yeah, the Sea of Loth.
Okay.
It's about from where you are. Let's see if your nothing's there. Going to be about a 3 to 4 day ship ride.
Okay.
They want to have it at the same time, so the same date, but they're going to a completely different side of the ocean. So if the forces of good do try to interrupt the signing of the treaty, they'll be in the wrong place.
Got it. Okay. How soon do we
Which if
the date? Like how soon are we gonna have to leave if we're gonna get there on time? And are we going with her?
that second question is something you all will have to figure out. If you're asking, does she want your company? That's a different question.
I still think we should either provide a distraction from the forces of good or attack while they're weak as they extend to disrupt the signing.
Okay.
Your thought is not to go with.
What's everybody else's
The
opinion?
only thing I can say is that I still think it's potentially worth getting the orphanage on the tree. Past that, I just straight up don't know, and we'll go along as long as we're not following some half-assed scheme of Vale's.
But that's fair.
When you come up with a scheme that is sound and not going to get us all killed, I'll follow it. But 99% of the time, your schemes are let's just kill someone and run right in.
Shoot first and then wade through the bodies later.
I just don't work that way.
I'm here, aren't I? It's worked for me in the past. It's got to work every time.
Until it doesn't.
Well, and then when it doesn't, then then it doesn't. The outcome was predestined.
You've only ever executed that plan of yours one time in your entire life.
That you're
Maybe
aware of.
two.
That you're aware of.
No.
The team chat here. You guys are just all over each other. It's so much fun.
I would like to roll an insight check to see if Vale, in fact, did randomly kill a bunch of people while he was the equivalent of 12 years old.
So that'll be a contested roll, deception versus insight, right?
Sure.
Okay, so maybe it was
maybe
maybe it was only a couple of times, maybe. But It's worked.
And maybe it was rabbits, not people.
And then there was the time you tried to kill a bunch of people who would have immediately swarmed us and killed us. So out of the 3 times you've tried this plan, 1 time almost got us killed.
That's because you guys just stood back and didn't do anything. If you'd have jumped right in, it would have worked. I swear to you, it would have worked.
We were outnumbered.
Very much you.
Even Brazza knows that 2 is more than 1.
Yeah, but only by a little bit.
Dog, do you need something? My dog is needing something now.
Uh-oh. Dog. So what are we doing?
You'll figure that out. I will be right back.
Not whatever Vale wants to do.
I don't want to do anything right now. I do, but I don't know what that is just yet.
Verbal, what do you think?
I think we can send whatever message we want, but I don't think if we have 1 week or 6 days realistically at this point, since we just spent an entire day figuring out the rest of the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And we're currently 3 days away from the orphanage. Or actually more than that, I think. I think we're almost a week away from the orphanage once you factor in land travel and boat travel. We can tell the orphanage, but we should expect to be on.
I meant asking Lady Chandra to send a magic message to the orphanage.
Yeah, I mean, even if we get the message to them right now, I don't know that they'll actually have forces at the Order of the Sacred Groves facilities on the day of the signing.
Yeah, that's true.
Fair enough. My opinion is that it doesn't hurt to send it, and if nothing happens from it, fine. Other than that,
So here's the thing. We do also need to remember that once per day, we can teleport someplace we've already been. So if we do need to go someplace that we've already been, deliver information, maybe to get supplies or whatever, then we could be back here by the next day.
It's true, you do have that ability.
let's put that aside for 2 seconds. And also put aside the...
Now, you got to admit, that was a good idea. Vale just had a good idea.
Yes, Vale, you had a great idea.
Okay.
However, that doesn't answer the question of, do we go try to screw with the Order and their friends while they think they're screwing with us while the treaty is being signed, or do we go to the treaty?
What's our objective? What were we sent on a mission to do?
Get information about the Order.
There you go.
So what are you suggesting by making this point?
We're not supposed to, the treaty is great, but that's not our objective. That's not our concern. The Order is our concern.
Okay, then let's go bother the Order.
And as much as I hate to say this, maybe we don't attack the Order. Maybe we just reconnaissance the
Did we
Order.
record that Vale actually said this?
No, we did not.
This needs to be like put in someone's scrapbook.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, Vale,
Yes.
you just had 2 good ideas.
I know I'm spent. I'm done.
I hope that this is a ongoing process and you don't screw up even more royally simply by having two good ideas in a row.
I hope this doesn't scar me for life.
So, is the consensus to go bother the order? And if so, is the second part to let the orphanage know?
Sure, there's not a problem with letting the orphanage know. I just want to make sure nobody thinks we're getting reinforcements or any help from the orphanage.
I don't expect anything from them. I still don't trust them, but until
Then why
they,
help them if you don't trust them?
because they could potentially help us, and even if they don't help us, we can hopefully find out what their true master plan is. They haven't done enough to completely cut them out yet. They have still given us food and shelter as children.
Oh,
We still owe them enough of a debt. However,
somebody
for now,
somebody clipped.
I don't know what to think about them, but I'm starting to think that they're not good people.
Yeah, Diamond. Diamond saved that whole thing for you. So
Yeah, somebody
don't have to worry about
clipped
it.
my donut. Dang it.
Try to save that and get it from Diamond
I
and use it in the future.
should be able to download that later.
I need one of
It
those.
could be the name of the episode. Don't attack.
Well, yeah, it could be. Could be. We'll see.
All right. So just so I'm up to speed, make sure I understand. Send message to the orphanage to let them know what's transpiring, but not asking for backup or assistance, just information for them. Plan your assault on the honorable city of Fruiton while the treaty signing is being done, and execute Josh.
Yes.
Is that the
yes.
three points of action that we have?
Well, a reconnaissance mission to the city of Fruiton.
Oh, okay, reconnaissance, not planning your attack. Okay.
If people
Oh.
die during the reconnaissance mission, I can't do anything about that. But
It just depends on how stealthily you recon this thing.
this is what I'm saying.
So you get the information off. Lady Chandra will gladly send it. She has done such a thing for Oklahoma before and sent messages back to the orphanage for you. That's not a problem. She'll do that. She also is willing to give you some more time with Josh in case he can lend you any information about the city for your reconnaissance if you wanted to go and talk to him a little more about that. And she understands that you have a mission to carry out for the orphanage, but wishes you could come with her, but understands the importance of that first.
Okay. Good deal. Okay. All right. So I would like. Is there a so we're getting close to when I'm guessing we're going to get close to when the execution date is for Josh, right?
Yep, it's the next day, actually.
It's the next day. Have they?
So she wants to oversee the execution, and then she has to leave for the signing. So
Okay. What does the execution area look like? Like, what have they prepared?
there is down by the docks. Basically, they've just built up some a platform. There's a chair. There is a block, basically with an axe, and there's a noose hanging. So there's a gallows with the noose. There's a chair, which you're not sure what exactly that's going to be for, and then there's a chopping block. So, not sure exactly how executions are done here before you ask, and they said, "Oh yeah, we let the crowd vote on how he should die." So
We let the crowd vote. Okay. Do they already have other executioners around that are ready to perform this, or is she gonna let Vale do this? Like, Vale is really excited about this.
yeah, she's willing to let you do that if that is definitely what you want to do.
Well, so
I'm not sure why my camera's being
yeah, your camera's
all
being a little
goofy.
wiggy. But I would
Which
like
cameras?
I'd like to make sure that before we carry out the execution, that I'm given a chance to talk to the crowd a little bit and maybe persuade them into something just a little bit different. Turn it into a show.
Have you ever heard the phrase low key?
No, what's that mean?
Of course you are.
Yeah, thought so.
I have never heard of the phrase low key. I don't understand. I'm confused. What's next?
Okay. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with my cameras real quick. It looks like it may have stabilized my camera.
Low key, is that not the god of chaos? Maybe.
I
Yes,
will
it
refrain
is.
from a spoiler alert.
Maybe.
So,
oh my god, not to change the subject, but are you all watching Norseman on
they want to
Netflix?
No.
Oh my god.
Norseman. Yeah, we watched that already.
Oh, it's so good. So good.
Yes,
Sorry.
it's great.
Couldn't resist.
Sorry. Yeah, it's a good one. So they're gonna carry out the execution at night, of course.
Of course.
So, he asks if you all would like to escort the prisoner to the execution table area and bring him forth. And a large crowd has started gathering out in the city that early that evening. And she asked if you all would like to go and get Josh and bring him and meet them down at the docks.
Of course. Why not? Tis our pleasure.
She can have her guards do it. Okay.
Whatever works best.
Right on. So, where we are. Yep. All right. You get down to the cellar area where Josh had been held prisoner, tied to his chair, and guarded by guards outside. But Josh is gone.
I beg your pardon?
He's not there. The guards are there. There's no blood on the floor. There's no sign of a fight. He's just gone.
Where's the prisoner?
He's in there.
Yeah,
No.
that checks out.
No.
This reminds you of the night before the trials. This reminds you of the night after Dominic's discovered dead. That Josh has disappeared once again.
Well, I guess we better go kill some Order of the Sacred Grove as soon as possible.
Talking to the guards, you do see that he's not in there, right?
What? He was just there. We just checked on him like 2 hours ago. He was right there. Nobody came and went.
He's not there.
Not good.
I'm
You're
gonna
gonna
guess
have
that
our
it,
head
I
instead of
wanted to
his.
kill somebody today.
Well, you might get to kill us because we were supposed to be guarding him. I don't know how anybody could have gotten past us. That's not possible.
If I were to cast Detect Magic,
Ooh.
in theory, either he's invisible
Wait a minute.
and he's still there,
Wait a
or
minute.
is it possible that I would be able to see whatever made him be able to do that?
If it was a a spell or a magic item or something like that making him invisible, yes, you would be able to see him. But if it were like a spell or something that had been cast before, then no. Detect Magic only sees active magic items and activity. So it has to be active in the moment.
It's worth looking at because if he is invisible, he hasn't escaped yet. And if he isn't, it didn't do anything because it's a ritual for me.
There you go. Worth a shot, right?
Yeah.
You cast your ritual detect magic.
Yes. For some reason, it's not showing up on the screen.
That's odd. But I believe you.
Try restarting the game. Reloading, rather. But yes, I cast it.
Oh, there it is.
There
Nope,
it
that's
is.
verbal.
There is
It's just
for reference.
just delayed. Oh, that's verbal.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
verbal.
That's me saying it, but it's for reference.
Okay.
Yep, got you. So no, he's not hiding invisibly. There's no ring or anything like that. As you're kind of investigating the area, you do see remnants of what could possibly be spell components.
I'm going to use the Gem of Seeing. It gives me true sight to 120 feet. So if he's anywhere within 120 feet, I should be able to find him, possibly.
You would be able to see things that are otherwise unseen.
Okay.
All right. So, and as you're investigating around, you don't see him hide. He's not like hiding in one of the barrels or casks or anything. Doesn't You don't see any impressions in the dirt where there's like footprints or anything. So,
Okay.
the chair he was tied to is also gone, though.
So the chair's missing and he's missing.
Yes. Bum, bum, bum.
Do I recognize the spell components I saw?
No, they're basically just little crumbles of whatever it was, but you recognize it's not natural to the dirt that's here, and it was probably some kind of spell component.
I mean, you know, yeah.
Well, he lives to die another day.
Hey,
I
seems to
wanna
be he's a
go-
slippery one.
I want to go on the record that as soon as we find him, there's no questions. I just get to kill him.
He's a slippery one. He always escapes. So it would appear.
Are the guards still standing there?
Yeah, they're standing there just kind of like dumbfounded, like they don't know what happened either.
At some point, are you going to go tell your boss that you lost the prisoner?
Thought that you all would probably tell her that because, it's weren't you supposed to be the ones coming here to get him? We were just supposed to be here, not let anybody in, but you guys. So
Well,
we did our job. Nobody got in.
Did you do your job though? Because he's not there.
Well, hey, we were told to keep people in.
Did you keep him
not
in?
let anybody in.
Did you keep the prisoner in? Is he still there?
He's not there. I don't know.
And
This is
whose
not going to
job-
be good.
Not going to be good.
Not at all. All right. Well, we better get this over with. They head up the stairs and head out towards the growing mob of people at the docks. Pretty much the whole town has turned out for this. So and they tell Lady Chandra what happened and that he escaped, and she's angry, of course. And she wants to know how it happened. She wants to know how he got away. She's just fuming about it. How did you let him escape? How could you do this? You knew he was a spy, blah blah blah, just going on and on. And they're like, well, nobody came in, nobody went out. We opened the door and he was gone. He just, we don't know what happened.
Sariel, didn't you say that you found some spell components in the room there?
Yeah, but nothing that, I don't know what it was. It was just looks kind of like probably spell components.
So, but if the spell components were in there, how did they get there? Mr. Security Guard?
Maybe he had them in his pocket the whole time.
What do the components look like? Like, are we talking like an elephant or are we talking like an acorn?
You're talking like acorn type size, like just little plant material, basically.
Stuff he could have been given as food and then been like, oh, hey, look, I can turn this arugula into a lockpick or whatever.
Yeah, or whatever. Yeah, something like that.
Well, hey, I'll tell you what, it's plant stuff. So can I identify as a spell casting, plant knowing person what he might have cast with it?
Check and see if you would know what types of spells might be used with that those kind of components, what's left of them.
A who's what check?
Con.
Arcana.
Keep cutting out. I got a 15 on Arcana.
They are very common spell components for plant-based spells. So it could be anything from a healing spell, which you saw him cast, to transmutation type stuff that is in the druidic line. So nothing definitive, but he definitely could have used some kind of spellcraft to escape.
Really wanted to kill someone today. Vale is visibly angry.
His hair's
Yeah,
like
the hair.
all his hackles are up.
It's all standing up on the back of my neck, and
If you had to guess based on your knowledge of spells, if you're going to put it on the spot, make sure I'm using the right one. If you had to guess, the only way he could have gotten out of there with spell components is some kind of teleport or transport, and the only spell that you know of that is a uses those kind of spell components for teleportation purposes is transport via plants.
I'll tell him about that and, important information.
Yeah.
okay. Well,
The answer is he could essentially have gone to any plant that he's ever been to before.
Like chair and all.
Yeah.
So he could be anywhere, because he's been all around this place. All he had to do was find a tree outside of the wall, right?
I mean, he could literally have gone back to whatever city the Order of the Sacred Grove is in.
I suppose that's true, too.
So we probably no longer have the element of surprise on them.
Probably.
I should have just killed him when I had the chance. When are you all going to realize that me wanting to kill things is a good thing?
Probably never.
That's probably true.
Maybe I just like making you angry.
This is a tale of an angry cat.
Isn't every
Yeah.
tale an angry cat tale?
Pretty much.
I don't know.
Pretty much.
Oh, that was bad.
Mm-hmm.
That was bad.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So with the ever disappearing Josh and the signing of the treaty coming up, plus the reconnaissance mission, this might be a good place to stop for this week. I know it's kind of a shorter session than we're used to, but I'm getting over coronavirus and I'm still very tired. So give you all a couple of weeks to plot, plan, and scheme what you want to do next. I know that there was a lot of vagueness. I've seen talk of that. There's a lot of what you know and what you think going on.
Mm-hmm.
So should be interesting to see how this one turns out.
Indeed. Indeed it should.
It's
Should have just
is looking more like a bunch of paladins and one bad cat. Nice. Bad kitty.
I am a bad cat.
And I'll figure out what's going on with my camera and sound and stuff. I don't know.
Indeed. Well, everyone, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. We do appreciate it very much. Thank you to several folks who have followed here recently that we just haven't gotten a chance to give a shout out to. Chain, thank you so much for the follow. Rashira Maziko, I think that's how you say that. Weretag and Magpie Cat, thank you so much for the follow. Thanks for all the encouraging chat out there over the course of the gameplay. We do appreciate it very much. We try not to let it influence our decisions too much, but you know, it's live chat in a live gaming session, and so if you see it, it's hard not to see it. You know.
For the right donation, you never know how much.
For the right donation, you know, we might just bump your suggestion right up to the top of the list. You know. But anyway. Yeah, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. We do appreciate it very much. We will be back in a couple of weeks, most likely. We're kind of in a groove where we like to do this like every 2 weeks or so. So we will chat it over and see what the next 2 weeks look like, and come back to you guys with a schedule for the next session. But hope you enjoyed. We love you all very much. Thank you so much for being here for us. Remember to go out and be kind to someone, staying 6 feet apart and wear your mask, of course. But be kind to one another because you never know what the other person's going through. We'll come back again. We'll do this again in just a couple of weeks. Until then, get out of our dungeon. Bye, y'all.
Bye.